Okay. Got it to work for me. There we go. I don't know why it goes out of focus like that, but it does what it does. It'll be what it'll be. All right, so not feeling the best today, but we're on our way. This is day 2 of the new year, I think, right? So looking at not really setting a rigid plan for how I'm going to go too far with some of this stuff this year. So right now we've got today, tomorrow, and Saturday to really sort of figure out where we're going with some of the stuff we're going to do. So what we were looking at last night was splitting up what we're going to do on the channel. So books, movies, tabletop games, and video games are going to be predominantly focused on this channel. I'm still going to finish off my candy cane taste tests because I've only got 2 more of those to do, I think. Yeah, 2 more. And then I'm going to do Views Day nights. I still have 4 episodes of Carnival Row, I believe it is, left to watch. And I think that's going to get us through January. So by then, I'll have a better sense of what I'm going to be watching for Views Day nights. So Carnival Row on the 7th will be 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th are going to be the 4 episodes of Carnival Row remaining, I think. I think I have 4 left. And then starting in February, I guess I'll figure out what else I'm going to watch. And then I feel like I need to see if I can get some stuff together to do the homage video for the new stuff. I want to try to do that for this first week. And then that should give me the chance to review the book and movie that I want to start the month with. And then I think sometime between the 19th and the 25th, which is the 3rd full week of the month, I think I'm going to do the second one, which should be the tabletop game and the video game. And so that format of review video, I think, is a new experiment. I want to give it a try. And then prompt video. I think I would do at the other side. Well, I might do those as the off weeks. So like the 5th through the 11th, somewhere in that week, I'm going to do the reviews video. And so say I do a book of, I can't even remember what books I have on my to read list. Say I read one of Asimov's robot series. What is it? The Steel Cave? The Steel Cave. I read The Steel Cave and I watch the Will Smith iRobot movie. And so I would do a video where I review both of them with a link to finding them in Amazon. And then what I'm thinking I'm going to potentially do with this is I might start out with just a basic review, spoiler free, and then a break in the middle for the taste test of the week or whatever, or the taste test of the week, or websites I found of interest that week, or YouTube channels that have interested me that week. And then go in and do spoilers. So let's start making notes about what we're going to do here with this. So video format. Spoiler free. Spoiler free review of 2 content. And then, so doing the format of a book and movie spoiler free review followed by things I found of interest or taste tests, those types of things. Let's call that intermission. Because that way I can use that for things I found of interest on the internet this week, websites or fellow creators I'm watching. I can do merchandise that's going on, and I can do sort of some other things, holiday events or something like that. And then after the intermission, we go into spoilers review of the same content. And what I think I want to do for those, for the first one that I do like this, it's going to be a little more difficult to do this with, because I think what I want to try to do is give everybody else the chance to check out what we'll be looking at next week. So I want to build a list of the ones that are coming up that I can then say, like, and next video will be on this date, and these will be the things we'll be looking at. If you want to get them ahead of time, here's the links to where to go. And then video date and what we will look at. So people can track it down and participate. I actually have participated in either reading the book or watching the movie. I think that format makes it a little bit more of the possibility of doing something more along the lines of a book club or something like that. That's one of the possibilities. And where possible, trying to link to audiobook versions if people aren't readers. But these are going to be, I feel like part of me wants to do them as live videos too, but I think I might do them as, what is it, the premieres, if it's still an option, so that I have the option of pre-recording it so that I can get it the way I need it to do, and there's no surprise issues with the internet going out or anything. I can pre-record it, post it, and converse with people in comments on the side of the premiere. So I think that's potentially the way I want to do it. Post it as premiere. Commenting in the chat. So that's spoiler free. Okay, and so we do that for the books, movies, and we can do it sort of for the tabletop and video game. I guess we could do it for like the video game. I think is a little bit easier to frame that way. I don't know that there's a lot of spoiler free needed in a board game for most times, or role-playing games particularly. Well, that's not true. If you're doing a tabletop game with like adventure modules, reviewing a module for one of those, I can kind of see that, yeah. And then I may have to wiggle around and work out a few things about the format I use for gaming being different than then like movies and books particularly have a distinctive story that there is a spoiler aspect for. I don't think anybody's spoiling Overwatch, and so spoiler-free stuff for Overwatch is, that kind of thing doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense. So that's, I gotta figure out what the distinct differences for that is. This is for games. I might do something a little bit more of like a base review for a game, both tabletop and video game, followed by intermission. Okay, so basic overview, review, and intermission, followed by would that be something I could do more of the live play, or not really live play, but playthrough? I think that kind of works. And that pretty much makes sense for the game design versus book and movie. So I get that. I think that makes a fair amount of sense. So creative prompts would be set up at a different point, at a different point in the week. Now the format for that one, I'm not sure yet. How I want to go forward with that. Like the list format is one possibility. Going back to the list format that I used to use for how I would do a quick review, montage of me reading or watching or playing, and then go down to the list format of ideas. Although in this case, I might do just a very basic prompt followed by an example of something I create on the spot. So like I might say, I like the idea of this character. What happens if we change this aspect of this character and put them in a different kind of setting? And then I literally write up a character profile or an introductory scene for the character that I share. Something like that, perhaps. And then I'll think about it. I think there are some ways I can do this a little differently. List format, like a top 10 list kind of thing. And then vlog is like a vlog video per week is likely to be more of a things I'm working on. So it's sort of going to be, it's going to be the reincarnation, I guess I'll use as the term for the reincarnation of the Live Creations Daily that I did this past year. So that's going to be more of the pre-recorded content. Those are going to be longer form because likely I'll be covering everything I've done in the last week and sort of working my way through things that I worked on and created during the week. I do think I don't mind doing a nightly video for right now. But I'm also going to keep it in mind that if there's a day I can't do it, I'm not going to feel guilty because I'm not obligated to be here every night. I will give you a heads up if I don't think I'm going to make it on a given night. Golly, I just hurt everywhere today. Anyway, so the live creations project. And do I do a live play watch? I think the playthrough format works well enough. I may do occasional like special event live game stuff, or I might even just go over and just boot up my old Twitch channel. I never uploaded anything on my Twitch channel, but I had intended eventually to maybe move some of my other stuff over there. So I might just see about doing that kind of stuff. Tabletop games and video game live plays. Get a couple of friends together and play a board game style, and it's going to be 2, 3, maybe even 4-hour long sessions sometimes of playthroughs of things. And I don't know if I'm up for that kind of thing on a regular basis until I really get a sense of what I'm doing with this channel going forward, and maybe, get somewhere with some of that. So live play I might do over on Twitch. And some of it might be like, I might, I've been, not only have I been playing around with the design for the Access Granted game that we created last year, I've been trying to build, I'm using some of my crafty little art skills to see if I can make like an epic version of that board design. And once it's created, I think it would be fun to get a group of people together to play a couple rounds of that game and live stream it. So it's likely to be more like live streaming games that nobody else has access to except for what I make available for people to have access to. So I might take this. I think I made 5 or 6 board games this past year. So if I did a live stream every 2 months, I could easily get a good game of each going. If I did 2 every month or alternate a little bit, I don't know. It's something to think about. Live play, Twitch for special event games. Maybe I'll just do like one of my games, one of my favorite things that I've been playing with for the year, and stuff like that. I'm also debating, yeah, I could do that. And I mean, honestly, yeah, if we had 5 tabletop games and 5 tabletop games, and I think we had like 8 video games that we were working on this past year. And between the 2 of them, we should be able to get a video per month as a full playthrough. If I did that, if I get everything together, yeah, I could probably do that. I do think I've also wanted to do so like the vlogging format that I was talking about potentially was I might do something like a read of a character design or backstory or world building and discussion of some of that, as well as like if I do a tabletop campaign for a role-playing game, I could do here's a little example of a structure that I built for it, and here's what's in this room, and describing it to other people so that they could use it in their own games or something like that. I mean, I might do something like that. I may also just do a little bit more of this kind of thing on a regular basis. Like these nightly videos, I don't mind doing like this, a little bit more of a ramble. I do think that at least once a week, I need to do a more structured video, a week in review, something like that. And that's really what I'm thinking of going forward with that. Now, I do want to potentially also keep in mind that I want to do videos. So we've got the reviews, creative prompts, vlogging, nightly videos, but one of the things I want to talk about potentially working on a little bit more is video projects. So like we talk about reviewing a book, we talk about reviewing a movie, but in the week in review video that I do, I can talk about what I'm writing, or the live play, or stuff like that. I can do some of my own gaming stuff. But when talking about creating tabletop game stuff or video game stuff, like the artwork for a game or something like that, like the creating of it, I feel like I want to kind of keep updating those processes, because that part's important to me. It's not just about reviewing a product or a thing that I found somewhere and giving prompts for other people to create things. I also want to create things and share them. And the one that shows up most in, I mean, there's some of it in tabletop gaming, but there's also wanting to share some of that in movie making. So for like the skit videos that I scripted this past year, shoot, edit, put them together, put some special effects in, and then upload them. I want to share them. That's why I want to make them. And so I want to be able to have a space for putting some of that out. And I think maybe that's one of those things where if I'm doing a book and movie review once a week, once or twice a week, so like a book and movie, tabletop video game, and then in between those two on a different week, do the creative prompt videos. At that point, I'm doing a big video of review and creative prompt every other week. So book review, movie review, week 1. Book prompts, movie prompts, week 2. Video game, tabletop game review, week 3. Prompts for video games and tabletop games, week 4. So 4-week schedule like that. That's one big video like that each week, along with the vlog video each week. And then I feel like I kind of want to have the room to do some of my own creativity stuff, video shorts or whatnot, somewhere else in the week. So that, like, if I did a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, which I don't think that's the format I want to do, but do that kind of here's a creation I made this week video. I don't know that I want to do it every week. I may do it every other week, because the editing process can be a little bit laborious. Do I want to do just as video projects? No. Well, I mean, it could be video projects and audio projects. So like audio games. I do think that's somewhere I want to go, because as I go back to it, I keep forgetting, like, I've been chasing so much for so long that I forget some of the things that were on my menu. And one of them was to do a regular choose your own adventure story narrated piece. And I would probably do it like this, the talking head format, maybe with some decorative stuff around for theming. But doing a new episode on a regular basis of a choose your own adventure story. I keep forgetting that was on the menu of things to try to do. Either that or alternating with a skit one week and a choose your own adventure another and an audio game on another one. So yeah, okay, so that's definitely to keep it on the list. And then Viewsday nights. So the more I think about this, the more I'm realizing that I'm not cutting out as much as I think I'm cutting out by trimming some of this stuff. And creative projects. Choose your own. And audio quiz. So that, I think, is roughly what I'm looking at doing for this channel as we go forward. I think I've simplified a lot of things, and I'm sort of approaching a format that I think will work in the long run. So I think that's sort of where I want to go with this. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Anything I'm missing on this? I think we've got that. So review video, prompts videos, Viewsdays, creative projects, vlogging, and nightly videos. Oh, and the live play maybe over on Twitch. When I get that organized, I think that's the key for that one is I need to find a few other people who want to get together and play some games on occasion. And I kind of want to see if I can make them charity events in some way. I want to see if we can do it in a format that would benefit a cause. Give me a little time to brainstorm that one. I think there's a way I can make that work, but I got to really brainstorm it out and see if I can make it productive. So that's sort of what I'm thinking of right now for going forward with this channel. How much of that I'll hold on to by the year's end, I don't know. I think part of the process here is just trying out something new, seeing how it works, and going forward with it. I'm also going to have to think about getting my Opportunity Forge channel up and running because I want to discuss the health and well-being category of stuff there, as well as the marketing approaches that I'm taking to my channels. Like the experiment we've had thus far with different types of content, getting different types of following and response with the same kind of activation and to a certain degree, even lesser quality in the other channel that succeeds more by traditional standards. So sort of seeing how that changes with different types of activity for supporting them. So like the marketing and that kind of thing for that, the health and well-being, and maybe some art stuff over on that channel. I might even just shuffle art over to Twitch and do stuff over there. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I think that's a good assessment of how I want to approach this year going forward. So hopefully, you know, that wasn't as dry as it sounded all tonight here as I discussed it. this brainstorming session, hopefully it leads us forward to doing a little bit more fun interactive stuff. So like the choose your own adventure, some skits, creative prompts and projects inspired by them. Yeah, I'm curious to see how the differences that I use in this year going forward will affect where I am this time next year. I'm very curious to see what the difference will be. All right, so thanks for joining me for this. I guess it's another planning video. I don't intend for everything to be planning on this nightly video. I want to sort of get to a point where it's more of a vlog discussion of the fun things I'm working on and sharing. But for right now, since we're only 2 days into the new year, it's still a little bit of planning. All right, I will catch you later. Thanks for joining me. Take care. And good night. I should probably type that out so I can just copy and paste it so I don't spend like the last 2 minutes of every broadcast typing it out by hand. But it's a little more personal this way. All right, see you tomorrow. That's